Hello everyone, welcome back to On the Couch with David and Travis. Today we're going to discuss the episode...
11. The Great Divide.
The Great Divide, that's what it was. And apparently people don't like the ending, but I actually liked the ending.
I actually think, going back, I think this is, I don't know if it's the best, but I think it's one of the most memorable episodes of the whole show. I think it has a lot of ideas, characters, images that just, sort of stick with you when you think of, key episodes of Avatar.
Mm-hmm. Because
obviously it's about, diplomacy and peace, but it kind of throws a lot of ideas around that with you. And it also kind of shows with the ending that, sometimes the best way to fight some old indoctrined made-up story is with another made-up story.
Yeah.
I don't know, what did you think of the ending?
I liked the ending a lot.
That was funny.
I feel like, it kind of points out how ridiculous it is that people are fighting for 100 years over a story that they don't even know about, and him making up the story shows, well, if their minds can be changed by a story, then was there really anything behind the fight in the first place? And the answer is no.
It's a lot of strangely relevant issues thrown at you with this one, because we've got sort of indoctrined ideas of different cultures that are sort of parroted. And you see that quickly with, they just tell the story quick to Sokka and Katara, and they both immediately go, oh yeah, this person will set it is right. You got refugees, you've got different... It's strangely relevant.
And you got the earth-bending guy who's hilarious.
This is a funny episode, too.
The guide is pretty funny. Just his line delivery is so strange, but in the best way possible.
Yeah. You get the impression it's an actual old man, that they're not an actor they had do it.
They just recorded him in his house, his son came to visit, and then they're like, can you just say these lines in a microphone?
And they do a lot of ambitious things with this episode, because they have two huge tribes of unique design characters. You have the dissections where they do different animation styles. Mm. You have these sort of big landscapes, and again, Aang is sort of the focus, but he's not the only focus. Yeah.
I feel like it's really evenly between all three of them, and then also the tribes.
It's a really tight episode.
Yeah.
Sokka, Katara, Aang each probably have less than half a dozen lines. Mm-hmm. Aang maybe a little bit more. But it still all sticks with you, and it hits, and it just goes by really fast. They pack a lot into that 19-20 minute point.
And I like how they set it up with the Katara and Sokka fighting, and then it's a little microcosm for what's going to happen later on, which I like.
If I had somebody where it was I don't know if I'll like Avatar, show me something, and you wanted to show them an episode that didn't rely on knowing prior knowledge of the characters or anything, I think this would be a perfect one to show them and sort of introduce it to how the world works. Because there's better episodes, but it's you need to know who the characters are and what they're about to sort of understand them. Yeah. This is a good one to just give them, I think.
I also liked how, Sokka and Katara, it makes sense with their characters why they would like the tribe that they were with. Mm-hmm. It makes sense that Katara likes the Jaijin. Something. Jaijin or something. Jaijin? I don't know. Ganjin. It makes sense that she would like them because they're kind of fancy, and she likes to think of herself as kind of,
upper echelon.
Yeah, upper echelon kind of person. And then Sokka's
a hunter.
Yeah, he's a hunter, so it's it makes sense that he would be with those down and dirty, not afraid to, get their hands...
No, this is probably my favorite one we've watched in this session. This might even be my favorite episode so far. I don't know, I just really enjoy it.
I liked it a lot.
It was quick, it was funny, it had some good action. The canyon crawlers had a good design.
They're creepy.
Yeah.
Ooky spooky, as I like to say.
Again, no Zuko, but I know the one coming up is a big thing with that, so that's probably why we haven't seen it in the past two episodes.
Oh, I think I've seen this one before.
Oh, I think it's a good one.
I think, because I've seen random episodes, I think I've seen this one before, if I'm not mistaken. But I thought overall it was a good episode. This was a good
I think it's a great episode. I think it's, like I said, my favorite one so far. Again, I get there's a big contention on the internet. I think the idea is that he made it up. It kind of ruins the whole message and idea. But I don't know. I like it.
It doesn't need to be a message.
No, but it is still a message.
It is, but it's a good
one.
But it's not like.
It doesn't need to be a traditional notion of what a good message.
This is what you should learn, kids.
No, sometimes a lie is the answer. That's the message.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and it's not cheesy. It's cheesy, but not at the same time.
It's not the traditional idea, but that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. It's
not we should all hold hands and get together. Sometimes, people live and die by misinformation. We'll give them some misinformation that'll at least make them stop fighting.
Yeah.
It almost makes me think of, again, maybe it's just relevant because of, refugees and stuff, but it makes me think of sort of an American idea of Muslims and stuff like that, and sort of that prejudice. And it's just like a lot of it is just nonsense.
Oh, it's all
a lot
nonsense.
of it is just like, you know, Muslims are terrorist bombers or something like that. But
And
it's
like Sikhs getting beat up, you know, after 9/11, even though Sikh or Sikh, however you pronounce it, they're not Muslims.
Yeah.
But they wear turbans, so people were like, well, obviously these guys are the bad
Well,
guys.
it's also the kind of thing where it gets passed down. You know, Grandpa says, oh, those darn Muslims did this. The kid says it. He says it. His friends say it. And it's just sort of like, it's just sort of misinformation and nonsense.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this show, I mean, it's not going for that specific idea, but it's going for that kind of concept.
Like the xenophobia.
These indoctored ideas of other cultures.
Yeah,
and it's not just Muslims, you know, it goes around pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
But, and I think it's smart. I think it's clever. And they did it in a funny way, too.
I liked it.
It was a lighthearted episode.
It was
not
good.
a heavy one.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So,
All right.
Up next, we have The Storm.
This is Storm in sign language.